Hello guys, welcome to today's lesson, Passive Voice. As you know, eh, when we read newspapers, we never find full sentences. We only find the most important words and we need to eh, figure out the full sentence in our minds. So if you saw these first words in a headline, can you think of the full sentence? Okay, you can pause the video to think of it. Then, well, if you read Sarah Ford kidnapped yesterday, you know that the full sentence is Sarah Ford was kidnapped yesterday, right? And then threatening calls made before, you know that you read in your minds threatening calls had been made before. Then for Sarah seen last park, we can say, or the full sentence could be Sarah was last seen at the park or was seen for the last time at the park. Then same day letter sent. For these words, we could say that the full sentence is on the same day a letter was sent. So we are using passive voice and we use passive voice in different contexts. The most important uses are when the person doing the action is unknown, that is when we don't know the subject, or it is not important, or it's also very obvious from the context. For example, his car was stolen. Here, we obviously know that it's criminal, and maybe the person who did it is not important in this moment. The most important thing is that someone's car was stolen. Also, the papers have been graded. In this case, it's obvious that the teacher is the one who has graded the papers. So in this case, we can use passive voice. We also use passive voice when the action itself is more important than the subject. So here, cell phones must be turned off during the exam. So here we care more about the action than who's gonna do it, okay? And it's obvious that students are the ones who are gonna turn off the cell phone. Then we also use passive voice when the object is more important than the subject. That is, for example, America was discovered by Christopher Columbus. In this case, America is more important than Christopher Columbus. Okay, so how do we change from an active sentence to a passive sentence? For example, the active sentence goes like this. Charlie is painting the wall with a brush. We need to identify the subject, in this case, that is Charlie, the verb, that is painting, and the tense. The tense is present continuous. Then the object, that is the wall, okay? And then in this sentence, we have an instrument with plus the instrument. So how do we go from Charlie is painting the wall with a brush to the wall is being painted by Charlie with a brush? So since the object is more important, it goes at the beginning of the sentence. And now we call it the new subject, even though we know it's not the real one. Okay. Then we use the auxiliary verb to be. This verb to be is going to take the tense of the previous sentence. In this case, it's going to adopt the tense of present continuous, plus the real verb, or yes, the verb that gives me the meaning in past participle. Okay. Plus, if I want to give some credit to the agent, or if I know the agent, which was the previous subject, I can mention it. If not, I can just leave it out. So in this case, the real subject is called now the agent. Okay. And also, if I have an instrument, I can also mention the instrument with the preposition with plus the instrument. Okay, so in this case, first the wall, then the verb to be, as you see, is being. Both are verb to be, but together we are making the verb to be in present continuous. And then painted in past participle by Charlie the agent, which is the real subject, and the instrument with a brush. Okay, we will do the Kahoot in class. So let's practice. Okay, he washes the car every week. So can you identify the tense? What's the tense? Okay, it is present simple, right? He washes, and we also have a time expression every week that tells me this is a routine. So the car is washed by him every week. We don't really need to mention by him if we don't know the name. Then the verb to be is in present because the principal verb is in present. Okay, now Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. Okay, you can pause the video and do the change this sentence into passive voice. Okay, and the sentence goes like this. America was discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492. Then they have just robbed the bank. As you can see, we have present perfect, simple, and we have a time expression that is just, and it goes just between the auxiliary verb and the principal verb. So how can we change this sentence into passive voice? Pause the video so that you can answer it on your own. And the result is this one. The bank has just been robbed. So as you can see, the tense or the verb to be is in present perfect simple. Has, because we need the auxiliary verb for the present perfect. Just is the time expression, and been is the verb to be in present perfect. And then the principal verb that gives me the meaning in past participle. Okay. Then how do we do it with a modal verb? We must finish the project before 5 p.m. So here we have a sentence with the modal verb must, and it's very simple. It's the same thing. The verb to be adopts the tense of the previous sentence, and it goes like this. The project must be finished before 5 p.m. So the verb to be takes the modal verb must. Okay, guys, so that's all for today. If you have any questions, you can ask me in class, okay? Have a good day.